Hello friends, I'm Tim Wildsmith, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the ESV Panorama New Testament from Crossway. Okay, so March is here, and I want to do like this March Madness Bible edition this month. So I'm kicking off the month with 5 days in a row of new Bible reviews. And I know I've done a couple of reviews recently of more expensive Cambridge and Schuyler type Bibles. And so I wanted to do some Bible reviews that are just of Bibles that aren't that expensive, that anybody can get their hands on. But they're actually really cool and they have some unique features. And so the first one I'm going to do today is if I can get the whole thing in here, the Panorama New Testament from Crossway. This is a really cool Bible that it probably says a lot about me that when I'm bored or I have some free time, I search the internet for new Bibles and sneakers. And so I found this a few months ago, and it just came out just a few days ago. But I found it. I saw it online a few months ago, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. But this Bible you can get for like a little over $20. And so my expectations were pretty low because I thought, oh, this is just an inexpensive Bible. It's a little bit different. But it showed up and I was like, oh, I really love the idea behind this and what it is. I'm going to show it to you in a second. But that's why I do Bible Review Blog, is because there's some cool stuff out there and sometimes you just don't know about it, or you've never heard anyone share about it. And this is one of those things, it's like I could have just gone right by this, but the fact that I got a copy and I realized, oh, this is really cool and it's really affordable. And so that's what I want to do. I want to help you find a Bible that's right for you. And so that's what this is about. If you're an ESV fan, even if you're not an ESV fan, I think that this is something worth checking out. That it'll look good on your coffee table, yes, but it's really cool and it's practical. I think it's a great tool. So anyway, let's take a closer look. This is the ESV Panorama New Testament from Crossway. Okay, so it doesn't come with a box or anything. It just has this little kind of wraparound piece of paper thing with the title on it. I'll take that out of there. And there you see just really nice, kind of medium, darkish gray cloth over board, real sharp. On the side you get ESV Panorama New Testament, English Standard Version, and Crossway. I've got some pictures on BibleReviewBlog.com that show this next to a couple of their other kind of coffee table looking texts, which are really cool. So as far as size goes, the text block is 10 inches wide and 12.5 inches tall. So it's a good sized book. As you can see, it's like less than an inch thick, probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. But so it looks real sharp from the outside. It does have a sewn binding. It's got square cut pages. I mean, just pretty simple. Again, it's not expensive, so you're not expecting anything super fancy. And then here you have the information inside. ESV Bible, the Panorama New Testament. I'll pull this up there so you can see the copyright information. All of it there. And then your table of contents. Introduction. This is kind of gives you the background of their panoramic 2-page spread and what they're going for, which is essentially trying to do a lot of scripture by keeping the text a pretty normal size. So as you can see, I'm going to turn to Matthew here. So you can see this is about an 8-point text, which is about the same as like a normal smaller size Bible, but it's spread out on these really big pages. And so they allow you to get way more text in view than you normally would in a normal Bible. So let me grab this for an example. This is my ESV Omega. Yes, eagle-eyed ESV fans, this is the evangelicalbible.com exclusive edition. If you know, you know. In my opinion, these are some of the best ESV Bibles ever made. So this actually has a slightly larger font than Malachi, is not Matthew, by the way. It's got a larger font than the Panoramic New Testament, but you see like where they get 2 full chapters on one page, this is just barely over 1 chapter. And you open up the spread a little bit and you can see just how that's chapter 6 and most of chapter 7, whereas you get into this Bible, you get 5, 6, and 7 all on 2 pages. 8, 9, 10, 11 all on 2 pages. So slightly different reading experience. Then it's bigger, it's broader, but it's really unique. It gives you everything you need right here in one place. So the specs on this are It's just a hair over an 8-point font. As you can see though, it's really spaced generously. There's a lot of words per line, and then they kind of even it out. So they make sure that all 4 columns kind of even out down here. So some of those pages have extra space at the bottom. Some of them it goes full down to the bottom of the page, but you got about an inch margin out here on the outsides. There's about an inch here in the middle. You probably got 3/4 or half an inch at the top and the bottom on these pages. So there's big wide margins in between. It's spaced really well. It's really comfortable to read. The 8-point font is a little small, but it looks really great. I'm sitting here a couple feet away from it, over it, and it's really comfortable to read. It really looks good. And the whole design here is you're trying to see the grander scale, the wider view, some people say the 30,000-foot view of Scripture, and seeing more of it at once. So you're not just, N.T. Wright says, the Bible was not written to be read in little bits. I love that. And it's kind of the idea of there's a bigger picture and to see all of that. I really think this works great in the Gospels. I think it's cool, and obviously there's places for you to write notes and things like that. As you can see, you're not struggling at all with ghosting on the page or bleed through, because this is really, really thick. I would have to guess that it's close to 100 GSM paper, and it just looks really sharp, and it's beautifully printed. I noted in my written review that the paper of the ESV Readers Collection, the 6-volume set, is like fantastic, and this probably beats that in my opinion. It's like turning the pages of a novel. It looks sharp, and if you just push it a little bit, it will lay down pretty flat. Where I think this Bible really starts to excel is once you get past 1st and 2nd Corinthians. So you have the Gospels, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, and then you get into the epistles. So there's the end of 2nd Corinthians. You get into these epistles from Paul. So Galatians, that's all of Galatians. You don't have to turn the page. You get there and you're going into Ephesians. That's all of Ephesians, all 6 chapters. All of Philippians, right? Once again, you're going to see all of Colossians. I love this. I love that I'm going, okay, here's Paul's letter to the church, and we can see the whole thing spread out before us. And there's so many verses in here that are so famous and well known. But reading it this way kind of reminds me, oh, there's some larger themes going on here. There's a bigger picture, and I can sit here without turning the page and just consume it all. This doesn't feel like a lot to just read the entire book at one section, which I love to do. And then there's all this negative space where I can jot down notes if I want to, things like that. And as you go, there's see, certain books are only 1 page. There's all of 1st and 2nd Timothy. Here's Titus and Philemon. Look at that. And so they don't overdo it. They didn't shove a bunch of stuff in here. They made it really easy for you to see things in a big picture way. Again, nothing crazy. There's not cross-references. There's not textual notes. There's nothing going on. It's just the text of Scripture, and it's just really thoughtfully and simply done. And I just think it's really sharp. I think it looks fantastic, and it's a unique way to study. The only thing you do get here is the very back, some of this same paper, 6 pages of just blankness. And so you can create some notes. I feel like this is just begging to be written on and to have some notes going on, so yeah, that's the whole idea. It's 8-point font, really thick paper, giving you a lot of text across the 2-page spread so that you can really kind of immerse yourself. For me, this is a great book, a great Bible. If you want to sit down and read entire books of the New Testament at a time, boom, sit down and do it right here. Big picture visually, and I think it's really cool. So there you have it. It's the ESV Panorama New Testament from Crossway. That's cool, right? It's different, it's unique, and that's kind of what I love about Crossway. I think that one of the reasons the ESV is such a popular translation is because Crossway has become so good at just putting new things out there and trying new things, and there's so many different editions of the Bible, and it's things like this that are just unique and different that I think make them a really cool publisher. So I would love to know what you think about this. If you love the look and the design of it, if there's something you're not into, leave me a comment, let me know. People always wonder where you can buy these sorts of things, so I've got links down below in the description, but you can also find them at BibleReviewBlog.com, where I've got a full write-up of this Bible, I've got great photos, and I've got pricing and purchase information listed there as well. Definitely check out Bible Review Blog on Instagram and Facebook. We've got a great community there where I post a photo or ask a question, and people engage and chat back and forth about what they love about the Bible, so definitely check those out. And while you're here on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That I want you to find great content about the Bible, but it also, when you do that, it helps me reach other people who have not found me yet. So that would be awesome. Hey, thanks so much for watching. More Bible videos coming this week. We'll see you soon.